Alright, welcome back everybody to the third and last part of our HTML, CSS, and JavaScript course. And in this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to actually go ahead and add some text on your HTML document and how to style it a little bit with CSS. And if you stay up till the end, I'll give you guys a couple of free gifts I think everybody watching this tutorial can benefit from. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is go ahead and add a heading element. Now, how to do this is you're just going to type in h1 inside these two less than signs or greater than signs like so, and then you're going to type a closing h1 tag like this, and inside you're going to want to go ahead and type out your text. So I'm just going to do this is a sample heading, and as you see on the output we now have a heading that says this is a sample heading, and then I'm going to go ahead and add a paragraph element. And I'm just going to do this by typing out p element like so, and then a closing one like this. And inside I'm just going to type in this is a paragraph. Alright, so now that I have this done, let's talk about how you would go about styling this. So there's three different ways to use CSS with HTML. The first way is called inline styling, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add a style attribute to this h1 element. So let me go ahead and tell you guys a little about elements and attributes in HTML. Elements basically just consist of a start tag and an end tag. So for example, I have a body tag here and an element or a closing body tag over here. And an HTML element is everything from the start tag to the end tag. So for example, this is an element because it's everything between my start tag and my end tag. Alright, so after this, there are attributes that go to elements. So a style attribute basically adds more information about the element. So for example, we have a meta element over here, and we have a char set attribute which tells the meta element that it's going to be using the UTF-8 character set. So the attribute that we're going to be using for the h1 tag is going to be a style attribute, and we're going to go ahead and set this equal to, here I'll just show you an example. I'll do color blue. And what happens is the web browser reads this and it says, okay, there's an h1 element here, and it has a style attribute, which means it's CSS, and then they set the property to color, which means it's going to change the color, and they set the value to blue. So it's changing the color of this h1 element to blue over here, and you can see this on the output section right here. Alright, so this is called inline styling. Okay, the reason it's called inline styling is it's because it's in the same line as the h1 document over here. Now there's also a way called internal styling, which is just going to be inside either the head tags, or sorry, yeah, inside the head tags right here. So the way you would go about doing this is you would make a style tag like this, and then you would make a closing style tag like so, and then in these style tags you can go and specify everything that you're gonna mess with. So for example, if I wanted to change this h1 tag to blue here, I would do the syntax h1, and I would put curly brackets, and then I would put color, and then I would go like blue, and now as you can see, it styled the h1 element blue. Now all of your CSS is going to be in between these two style tags, and let me just backtrack really quick. The syntax for styling internally, which when is in the head tag, is going to be having style tags like this, and then you're going to want to type out the element that you're going to style, followed by curly braces, and then the properties that you're going to assign it. If you're going to style it inline, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to type out the element, and then after the element you're going to type out style equals, and then in quotes you're going to put the property so that you're going to change, such as color, followed by a colon, and then followed by the value that you're going to give it, and then semicolon, quotes, and you're going to add a closing tag at the very end. Alright, so this was inline styling, and this was internal styling over here in the head tags, but none of these two ways are really optimal. The most optimal way to style your HTML document is going to be externally in a separate CSS file. So as I mentioned previously, you want to save your HTML document with a .html extension, and you're going to want to save your CSS document with a .css extension. Now, if you're using Notes tab like I mentioned before, it's really easy to do this. You just go File, Save As, and then you save it as stylesheet.css or whatever you're going to name it, and then you're going to put all your CS stuff in here and your HTML stuff in here. If the web browser is loading the HTML document and you have a bunch of stuff in your head tags or your body tags, like with inline styling, it's just going to take a lot longer to load the website, and it loads it much faster if you keep it externally. So that's what I do. Now, say you created a external style sheet by the name of just style sheet. The way that you would link it to your HTML document so it knows which one to use, you would go in the head tags over here, and you would type out a link element, and then you would give it a rel attribute, and you would just say style sheet, and then you would go ahead and type equals, and then in quotes you would do text/CSS, and then you would type out an href attribute, which is just going to specify where the location of it is, and then you would just do, for example, like desktop. Alright, and then you would go ahead and close it like so. But so if your CSS file was located on your desktop, you would do like desktop / and then the file name. But if it's just in the same folder as your HTML document, which it should be, you would just type out the document name here. So for example, if my document was called style sheet, I would do stylesheet.css like this. And basically now my HTML document knows to use the style sheet called stylesheet.css, which theoretically would be everything I'm putting here. But since I'm using JSPin, it's automatically linked and I don't need to do this. Alright, so let's go ahead and we can do one more styling thing in CSS. I want to go ahead and change the background color of this p tag over here to, let's just do purple. So the way I would do this is I would go ahead and do p, and then in curly braces I would do background dash color, and then I could do purple like so. Alright, and then say I wanted to change the color of the text, all I would have to do is just do like color and then white, and then as you can see it modifies the paragraph over here. Alright, so thank you guys for staying till the end of the video, and as I mentioned before, I'm going to give you guys a couple of free gifts that I think all of you guys can really benefit from. The first one is going to be a cheat sheet. It's completely free. It shows you the 7 best tips that you can use right now that will help you learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and any other programming language as fast as possible. So if you're interested in getting this cheat sheet completely free, all you have to do is just go to the download link in the description. You'll get it there. And then I'm also going to give you guys a 25, I think it's either 25 or 30 pages, I don't quite remember, but it's an ebook that I wrote that shows the fundamentals of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I normally charge $25 for it, but since you guys just joined the community and I want to welcome you guys in, I'm going to go ahead and give you this ebook completely free of charge. Once you download the cheat sheet, the instructions on how to get the ebook will be sent to you from there. Alright, so thank you guys for watching this video. I highly appreciate it. If you like this type of content, make sure you check my Facebook page regularly as well as my YouTube channel. I'll be posting a bunch of free training on here all the time. Yeah, so I'd like to thank you guys again for joining the community, and I'll hope to see you guys in the next video.